This is the beginning of my Go Gateway house. This is like a school of experience. This is how I came to create Ken Up, Ken Down. This is a package experience that I got from interviewing people in the DMV area and also people in the virtual world. So that is artists, creatives, locals, professionals, students. This is before and during COVID. Here are their stories, experiences, and perspectives.
Yo, so let me ask you this. If you were to describe yourself, you know what I mean, to somebody who don't know you, how would you describe yourself?
I guess I could say I'm black, if that's a color. I'm lit, if that's a word. I guess that's pretty much it. Yeah, I don't know.
What name you go by? For people that don't know.
Rock 9, Rock 9, Glock 9, Little Rocket.
Where that name came from?
I mean, Rocket came from like football. So I was Little Rocket. And then, but I always, my email was Rock 9. I don't know why. So one day I was rapping and I had sent a song to my man. And he was like, "Oh yeah, your name Rock 9 now?" And I was like, "What?" And I was like, "You want some dick sucking shit?" And I just went with that shit. So that's where the name came from.
Where'd you grow up?
In Southeast, from Southeast. Southeast, say what? That's where I grew up, Southeast, DC.
So, like, for people that's not from DC, we always hear, like, the 80s, 90s, DC was crazy, murder capital, bodies dropping. Like, when you was growing up, was it like that? Or that was before your time?
That was before my time, but these old heads always talking about the 80s and shit. Like the FBI wasn't bringing them bricks, dropping them bricks off in the city and letting them get money. Like, I ain't trying to hear that shit. If you ain't got no store, if you ain't capitalized off that shit in the 80s and all that shit. But that was before my time.
You think the niggas that was getting money in the 80s, like they were working for the FBI?
Nah, I'm not gonna say they was working for the FBI, but I feel like back then, black people don't own boats and jets and shit to bring bricks over here. So I just feel like that shit was the FBI. The FBI, they had that whole cracker shit going on, whatever the fuck they wanted to do. Shit like that. So they was like, shit, we bring these bricks over here, man. We gonna let them fuck their own communities up. So I feel like that's where all that came from. Cause I'm tired of old heads always like, man, shorty, man, back in the day, y'all niggas ain't getting money nowadays. Back in the day, we was getting money, man. Ooh. I'm like, all right, that sound good. I mean, we'd get money too if motherfucker, they was giving out free bricks. So that's just how I feel.
Okay, so in comparison to that, how was it like when you was growing up in DC?
Shit, I mean, like when I was growing up, what we had, the DC Sniper. He was out here crushing shit. I grew up playing football and sports and shit like that. Always been doing music though, since I was small. Talent shows, camp, all type of shit.
How was your family setting like? Like you grew up with a mom, just dad, like you got brothers. How was like home?
I mean, home was home, had a little shit going on. I ain't had my father around on that. I mean, I know the nigga, but he ain't around. He ain't never really been around though. Just my mother, and I got a little brother. So, just me, my mother, my little brother. Pretty much. Southeast.
Did you ever, get into the street shit yourself?
It's like I always been like curious about the streets, like not going straight to football practice, not coming straight home for football practice, you know, meddling in the streets. But I always kept that shit away from my mother though. Like, it's like she started really like pressing me, like, what the fuck am I doing outside all late and shit? I just ain't really had nothing to say, so I guess she just knew and shit. Like, so I got in the streets like that, like being sneaky with the streets, and then like just getting in the streets. Like it just happened. Like, I don't even know how it happened.
Yeah, did somebody introduce you to like an OG, an older person, or it was just like young niggas running around type of shit?
Yeah. It was like young niggas running around. It started off throwing rocks at cars, busting bottles and shit. And that shit just led to other shit.
The other shit like what?
Like fighting, beefing. It went from BB guns to guns. Like all that type shit. Like, am I supposed to look at the camera or you?
No, just do what you doing.
Oh, hi.
You're talking.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you can look at the camera. It's fine. Yeah, so it goes from BB guns to guns. So like, I guess my question is, why do niggas get in the streets? Is it to get money, or just to, live the lifestyle that's painted by rappers?
I don't really know how niggas get in the streets. Like, I give you scenarios, like, and for me, like, it's just like, I ain't no nigga that's just going, I guess, like, sit in the house. Like, I never was like, I don't know, like, some niggas just sit in the house. Like, I know through sports, I got friends and shit, and it's like we only see each other at football practice, so it's like I think that's where it first started from. Like, so.
But football wasn't like enough to just keep you like focused, and because you got school and you got football, those two wasn't enough to keep you focused. Because I know football is pretty strict. You got to come for practice after school, and then you're probably tired, so you're probably gonna go home and sleep. So all that wasn't enough.
I mean, like, as kids, you just be curious. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want, I don't know. Like, I can't even explain it. Like it come from like walking home and just fucking with somebody. Like, you might just whoop a aunt, clucker or something. Like, just fuck with him. And then he feel like we jump him. Like, shit like that. And then it's like a little alias kitty beef, like it's a kitty beef, and it even come from like other teams, like, and then like as you grow up, it's like, oh, so now this team in this area, this their neighborhood, like they neighborhoods and shit. So like, our team don't fuck with them, so it's basically like where we from don't fuck with where they from, and it just go like that for real. Like, I can't.
You feel that has to do with growing up poor, like in terms of the community?
I don't know. Like, when you kids, like, you don't even really be thinking you poor. Like you don't even notice. Like, I guess some people notice, like, they ain't got their shoes and shit. Like, I mean, I ain't had shit like that, but I ain't never, like, think I was poor. Like, I ain't never even had that mindset. Like, some people had that mindset, or some people can remember they ain't get something, or they ain't have all this and all that. But I was like one of them people, like, I ain't really like pay attention to that shit. So I don't know, like, I ain't never pay attention to it. I mean, you do, some people was well off more than others. Like, if you go to one of your little man house and you like, damn, it's fucked up right here. But like I said, like you kids, like you don't really notice. Like I feel like as long as I was eating and I was like playing football, like I didn't really care. Like I spent my money on like football shit.
Yeah.
Like fuck all them shoes and shit. I was trying to look sweet on the field.
Yeah. Cause me personally, I think the music perpetuates the street shit. You know what I'm saying? Like as kids, listening to rappers, you know what I mean? That's what they talk about. Like, yo, we in the streets, we got beef with this, we beefing with that. This is what's going on in the neighborhood.
Like it's kids though.
Of course, I remember listening to rap when I was like 9 and shit. You know, and you listen to somebody like Tupac. What else is Tupac talking about? But fuck Biggie. I mean, obviously he was talking about other shit, but like, you know, it's like all of that shit goes in the head of a little kid, and now you feel like you have enemies out of nowhere.
I feel like rap back then when I was little, it was like more so like, and see, when I'm thinking like elementary school, like Atlanta wasn't popping on nothing back then, like how trap music is type shit. Like it was like I mean, they was like just getting on like dances and shit, like hype music, like crunk music and type shit. Like, I don't know, like when I was young, I listened to like, what the fuck was that group? I used to listen to that shit all the time when I was young. Like Nelly, like he wasn't never talking no street shit. Like Bow Wow, he wasn't talking no street shit. Shit. I mean, like the first like real street song that I heard, like I knew was like some street shit was like Knuck If You Buck, like Crime Mob. Like that shit set me on. Like, okay, what year 50 Cent come out? I mean, he been out, like I remember, like I remember 50 Cent came out, like before he even came out, like listening to like mixtapes, like him rapping on other niggas beats. But I was young as shit, like I probably didn't understand what the fuck he was saying. Like I was just saying that shit. Like I wasn't even really knowing what the fuck I was talking about. But I remember that shit, like T.I. and shit. Like that's probably like the first shit I seen like on some trap shit. And I probably didn't even notice, like that Rubber Band Man song.
Yeah.
Like he was talking about trap music, like trap shit as I got older.
Cause I remember when 50 Cent came out, he was really hard on that beef shit. And, you know, you had a lot of niggas like buying bulletproof vests and shit for no fucking reason. You know, and it was like everybody was like beefing each other, especially in New York. I don't know how it impacted DC though.
Shit, I don't think, man, for real, back then, like people listen to go-go and shit. Like it was like a live go-go music. Like DC Jai like wasn't really in all the hip hop shit.
Describe go-go though.
Like go-go like drums and shit. Like basically like the go-go vibe is basically like hoods all going out to see who hood was gonna be the most popping in the club. Like that's why like a lot of rap shit, like I ain't really pay attention to like that, because like it's more so like a go-go thing. Like I did listen to rap music, but it was more so go-go in the city than like that people really fucked it with. Like yeah, like shit like that. Like it wasn't really no rappers. It wasn't really no rappers like that.
You know, people say like go-go music was like made illegal in DC. You heard that before?
I mean, not the music, but like performances, like too many people was dying and shit. Like too many people was dying. Like too many people would go to the club and shit. And it's like it's the go-go, so like everybody gonna be there type shit. So your hood you beefing with gonna be in there. You probably like all the hoods you beefing with gonna be in there. So that's how like people sometimes use a go-go to like catch their victim. So that's what a lot of that shit was. Like that's why that shit really got banned. Like now, like that shit is back now, but it's more so like now rap music took over, so people really ain't tripping off the go-go's like that. Cause you gotta think like in the go-go's, like when the band playing, they saying your hood name, like whoever hood the livest or the deepest, like they saying your name the whole time while they playing. So that's hyping you because you feel like, damn, yeah, they stamping my hood, like yeah, they putting on my hood, and now they putting on your hood. It's probably another hood, like damn, like why they putting them on, and they trying to do everything they can to get seen, to get put on, and that shit lead to a fight in the club. Whereas though, you know, after you leave the club, that's a whole different ballgame. Like niggas dying, so that's why they really stopped that go shit.
Word. So why did you not become a go-go artist, but you became a rapper instead? If go-go was what was like the staple here.
Like I don't know, like see, that's what I'm saying. Like I always been like on some rap shit. Like even before I even heard go-go at all. Like I remember like listening to NWA like on a cassette. Like at my grandma's house, like just finding cassettes, like what the fuck is this? And just like learn how to put a cassette in a cassette player and like listen to that shit. And then like I just always like had like a flow, like rapping wise, like since I was small, like 5, 6.
You started off rapping, or you was like poetry? Or just...
Nah, like I had bars like as a little boy. So it's like now I really don't put too much bars in the rap because it's like rap different now.
Yeah. Who was your influence that you remember early on when you was like coming up?
Shit, like Bow Wow. Like I real fuck with Bow Wow because he was like, I ain't gonna say he was the first little kid, but he was like the kid of my generation that was rapping. So yeah, like Bow Wow. I fuck with Bow Wow when I was young. It was like the only album I bought. Like all 3 of them jumps.
Wow, who else?
Shit. I mean, I heard Pop before I really knew who he was. Like I ain't started listening to Pop, like getting into Pop till I was like 10.
Yeah.
But as young, like as I can remember, like Bow Wow. And I know I used to like TLC before I knew what they was. Like I listened to TLC and shit. But mainly like Bow Wow. Like the kid rappers. Like I ain't fuck with Romeo.
Yeah. So and then what was like the journey like when, you know, you were rapping and getting yourself involved with other rappers in the city, you know? I when I met you, you had a video that had a lot of views out. So I'm thinking like, you know, this nigga was in the scene.
Yeah, so like then during the time like that's when like I had my own computer and shit, so I just be in the house rapping like all day type shit. And it's like it wasn't nothing else I was doing, like just being there just rapping. Like just kept going like every day, like continuously. Like it ain't never stopped. So it wasn't really that many rappers rapping back then. Like people was just starting to rap. So like as me was coming up then, I ain't gonna say it was easier for me. I just feel like nobody wasn't really doing it. So being as though I was doing, like I was looked at, like I was getting looks. So that's where like that came from.
And what do you think? Because, you know, like in terms of like with the hip hop scene, New York has had its shine, LA has had its shine, you know, Chicago with the drill music, Atlanta's running the shit right now. I would say fucking New Orleans because, you know, Cash Money from there. People don't really talk about that, but like New Orleans have had its shine. Miami, shit, you know what I mean? Even St. Louis, if you want to talk about Nelly, right? You know? So, but DC, DMV hasn't had its shine yet. You know what I'm saying? What would you say is the reason why niggas? Because there's a lot of niggas here. Virginia, DC, Maryland. It's a lot of niggas. But what would be the reason why this area hasn't had a run?
I mean, I feel as though because it's like DMV. Like I feel like it's DMV. Like I feel like I feel like if you single it off, like niggas had they shine, like Pharrell from Virginia, Missy Elliott, what the fuck is that nigga name? Pusha T, his brother, and like they big, like Trey Songz. So shit, I feel like VA had their time. Shit, especially back then, like they probably just ain't like vocalize where they was from, like to the like vocalize where they from, like how other cities do. And I feel like it's just like music wise. I see what you're saying. As I do my history, it's like it's a lot of people from DC, Maryland, Virginia that's famous, or that's on just like in other fields, like not just music, like other things. So, but I feel like DC and Maryland really getting their time right now. I feel like it's kind of like it's buzzing. Yeah. It's I don't know, maybe like the industry's like just trying to pick who they gonna have or who they gonna pick up, cause there's a couple dudes coming up and breaking them barriers. That's what I feel like.
So like we was talking about, you had a point in time where you was doing your shit. You said a lot of people wasn't doing it. A lot of people wasn't rapping like that, so they wasn't getting the shine because you were one of the few. Everybody was looking at you, like why did that stop? Because I feel like you did take a break or some time off,
So my video that really got like the most views and shit, like after that shit happened, like for real, it was like the video before that. So, and it's like it was some hood shit, like I was going in other people's hood shooting my videos and shit. So it's like after the first one, then the second one, like it was like a good momentum, like good fan base building up. Like I ain't even see it coming. And then like back then, like I wasn't even really looking at it like that. Like I just dropped that shit and I just seen the views. Like I was like, damn, like that's all right. Now, I was just thinking about just keep dropping more shit, but I got locked up and shit, so that really like stopped. So I got locked up, man. I was down for like a little second.
Talk about what happened.
I just like shot at a nigga and shit. So, and I'm happy I made it out of that situation. So that's basically
why you shoot at a nigga.
Like nigga was trying playing with me, like on some funny shit. So I just did what I had to do in the situation. But I'm just like I said, like I'm glad I'm on. Like I'm glad I made it out of that situation.
I was being locked up. Like, what was that experience like?
Man, that shit was goofy. I ain't even like being locked up, being in jail was goofy. Like going to jail is like real goofy. Like all niggas, like that shit goofy. Jail dumb and shit. Jail was goofy shit. So,
a lot of niggas, they think you go to jail, you come out, you get your stripes, and then you get
that's
put
the
on.
thing. Like niggas think they go to jail and come out. Like niggas think they go to jail and come out. Like like if you really doing shit out here, like you don't just go to jail and come out. Like when you really do shit out here and you go to jail and come out, like that shit look funny. Like that shit look real wicked. So, but just whatever you do, like just don't, like just try not to go to jail. And if you doing what you doing, like just take your consequences. Like you shouldn't do it if you feel like you know. Cause like I said, like niggas just don't go to jail and come out. So you gotta be able to do some time.
Yeah, and when you came out, you made a song, about the system and the government. I feel, you know, because when I met you, you know, the type of music that you were making, and then you showed me what you made when you came out of jail. You know, I was like, oh shit, this nigga can really write, and he has perspective like crazy. You know what I'm saying? So like you can touch on different flows and different subject matters. You know what I mean? So what kind of state of mind was you in when you wrote that song about the government and, you know, what they put our people through?
Man, for real, man. I wrote that song, right? And it's like, I wrote the song so fast, and like everything it's just like, I wouldn't even really got to put that shit out. Like, niggas was like just pressing me to hurry and put out a song, but so I just came home type shit. Like, put this out, put this out, put this out. Like it was just like that. Like, I'm just trying to like get on type shit. So I really wouldn't have chose that song specific like to put out there like that, but people fucked it with it, junk though. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, that was my first song, like that was like my first time going to the studio type shit, and I don't know why I rapped that song in the studio first. Like, I don't know. Like, I just rapped it, junk.
That was just the vibe.
It wasn't even like it was just a vibe. Like niggas was pressing me to just lay that joint down, and I was just like, I really don't want to lay this joint down. Like a lot of shit I write, like sometimes like I just write it just for me. Like I just write that shit for me. Like yeah, I could do that, or like yeah, I did that, or if it ever was to come a time where a motherfucker like, oh, you only gonna rap like this, like I had it, like just to rap to him, like maybe like damn, okay. So it wasn't like it was a song that like I was like, yeah, I'm gonna drop this when I come home, like, or I'm gonna drop this, yeah, that's what I want to really drop. Like it was just something like I just did type shit. Like that's how it was.
Yeah, and then you was introduced to Go Gatehouse. You know what I mean? What was that experience like?
Like, I was locked up in the feds and shit, right? It's kind of crazy how this shit happened. Like I don't know, I was locked up and shit with this nigga from like around my way and shit. So I left and shit. I came home and shit. He used to always call me and shit. So like sometimes I answer when I can, but you gotta put money on the card and shit. Like I ain't had no card and shit, so sometimes I couldn't answer the phone. But one time I answered the motherfucker, and I think I had some money or something on that junk. And he was like, man, I was just locked up with some producer nigga. But see, the nigga was known in the feds for lying so much, like you can't even really believe the nigga. So I was just like, all right, bro. So when he gave me the nigga number, like I called the nigga and was talking to him and shit. Sent him my old shit. That's all I had at the time. I sent him my old shit. And he was just fucking with it. So he wanted me to come out and shit. I came out, and then the rest is just that from so far.
And then you know, when you first came in, you was recording your own shit, and niggas caught the vibe. It's like, yo, this nigga's energy is different. Like this nigga got a powerful voice. And then you and Trini got in the studio, and then I think the first song y'all recorded was Trafficking, right?
Yeah, that was like the first song when I first met Trini.
What was that experience like?
Like the beat was just slow as shit. Like I remember that shit. Like I was like, damn, what the fuck we gonna do in the joint? So it's like I was listening to the joint, and then I was like, fuck it, I don't know what I might just say. I mean that shit was cool though. It wound up being cool at the end. The producer job like did that joint like he just like put it together type shit. Like like he really like made it like a song, cause I really ain't know. And like what I had like what you hear on the song is like I wrote it real fast, and I was just like, cause sometimes a lot of times like when it comes to like a beat, like I really like write like multiple shit, and then I just like choose from it like shit, like which one sound better. But it was like being as though it was somebody else in there type shit. Like I ain't really just wanna be like, let's choose from this, let's choose from this, let's choose from this. Like I was just trying like just really just do that shit. So when I wrote it, I was like, man, I mean the vibe was cool though. It's just I was like, I don't know if you hear like I feel like I was like singing type shit. Like, I really don't sing. So when this shit happened, I was like, man, what the fuck he do to make this shit sound like something? And that's why I say like the producer like really did that motherfucker. Like,
you know what's crazy? Cause like you know, you said when you wrote that song about the government, it was kind of like just to prove to yourself like, yo, I could do other shit. So if somebody asks you, you know, be like, yo, shit, I got this shit too. That's how trafficking is like. Cause when you was coming in there, you was making songs like Confident. You know what I'm saying? You remember that song?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like that had that Rock 9 staple flow. You know what I'm saying? With other songs that you made. You know what I'm saying? I think one song called Watch, something about Watch. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And, you know what I mean? Like once you got in the booth with Trini, like fucking that flow came out of nowhere with Trafficking. You know what I'm saying? It was like different, you know. So it just let me know like, oh shit, like if the right energies are created around this dude, he's gonna really make some magic happen. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like you're more competitive when there's other artists in the room?
I feel like I just be like so comfortable like with myself. Like I just feel like whatever like I put together, like if it's like other artists around, like I just make sure like my shit hot. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I feel. Like I don't be like I just be wanting to make sure my shit hot. Like I be wanting to make sure my shit like stable, because I know it be times like I might be in the booth with an artist and they shit might sound fine. I be like, alright, so I gotta be fire too. Or I gotta have my shit sounding sweet too. Shit, like shit. Like I feel like I'm only in competition like with myself type shit. Like it be like self competition with myself, because it's like, man, can I rap this flow, or can I rap my shit so it won't sound off with they shit? But like I said, like now, like I just started like to just rap my shit like my way, and it's like it just come like that. Like I feel like it's like a self competition with myself. But if a motherfucker want to make it a competition, we can make it a competition. That's how they feel.
Okay, how?